In 1980, 4 out of 5 workers were covered by pensions. Today, just 1 out of 5 are, leaving retirement accounts like 401ks to pick up the slack. But new data show that many Americans are dipping into those accounts early to pay for everyday expenses. Economics reporter Mike Fletcher has been writing about this and joins us now to discuss. Okay, I have a 401k, there's some money in it, I need to make a mortgage payment, so I withdraw from my account. Why is that such a bad idea?
Oh, because you lose the magic of compounding interest for your retirement. The real problem is people don't have money elsewhere. So if you have a financial crisis of some kind, people turn to their 401ks and saying, hey, I have a pool of money here, let me use it to get out of this immediate crisis. But the problem is when you get towards retirement, that money that should have been there slowly building up, slowly rolling over, isn't. As you pointed out in the introduction, many people don't have defined benefit pensions anymore, so you don't have that reliable check coming. So you have Social Security and whatever is in your 401k, and as we all know, they're looking at Social Security right now to make a few trims there. So it's a real issue.
And even in the short term, I'm paying taxes and penalties on what I withdraw.
A 10% federal penalty, you have to pay your deferred ordinary taxes on top of that. And not only that, you're sort of subject to the ups and downs in the market. You may be tapping that money when the stock market's in a down place. So you could lose money there, at least you stand that risk. So it's the wrong place to save money for short-term needs. A great place for long-term needs. And 401ks, people knock them. If used correctly, they actually could be better retirement vehicles than even pensions.
Part of the subtext of your story seems to be this looming potential crisis coming down the pike as baby boomers retire. They don't have pensions. They're the first generation of people counting on these accounts, which they had to mind themselves. And many people, you profile this one woman in your story, just hasn't been saving enough. And one day these people are going to retire and they're not going to have any money.
Right. The woman we talk about in the story is a housekeeper at a hotel in Baltimore. And she's not only not saving enough, she's not making enough. And that's why she didn't save enough. So in her case, it's kind of like you're between a rock and a hard place. And so many working people find themselves like that, particularly people kind of at low-income jobs where there's just not extra money.
And so is the advice to not necessarily use a 401k if you think you might need to dip into it?
People need to have a pot of money on the side that if your car breaks, if your transmission goes up, we all know that can cost a couple of $1,000s. I mean, we all know we're going to have kids to send to college. You have to save for that. And these become overwhelming financial kind of burdens because many of these things are so expensive. But the thing is, think of your money in different pots, sort of have an emergency savings account, whatever you can muster, and then go to your 401k. I think a financial planner, and I shouldn't be the one giving financial advice, but many of them say you don't want to forfeit sort of free money, so if your employer matches a 401k, at least put enough in that to get the match so you're getting that free money. But short of that, if you don't have an emergency savings account, fund that first, and so you won't have those tax implications when you go for the money, and you don't have to deal with the cycles of the investment market.
Okay, Michael, thanks a lot.
Hey, my pleasure.
That'll do it for us for tonight. We'll fold things up. Hope to see you back here Wednesday.